here today to present to arts organisations and to give them an introduction into digital marketing, how it affects their organisation. I feel that you all have a unique connection with your audiences, certainly through the presentations and through your buildings and your organisations, and really it's just converting that unique relationship that you have with your audiences to the online environment.
We're going to bring some outside knowledge, if you like, from different industries but different sectors. It'd be great to get your input today, so if we can, although it's quite a large group, quite a large room of people, we can get some interaction, maybe look at your stuff as well on the web as well, because I'm sure you're doing some very interesting things that we can share with the group, so let's have fun.
The key areas in digital marketing for me are, I think, essentially having a mind shift in that you have to get this stuff. One of the problems I think that organisations face is that they've got a traditional mind view about marketing and they then try and use these new techniques and it doesn't quite work. We need to get out there and listen to the conversation, listen to what's going on in the web, on the internet, and then engage in it.
I think the key areas around digital marketing really sort of fall into 4 categories. The first is getting your content right on site, making sure that your content actually correctly communicates what you do to the right audiences using the right languages.
Arts organisations have great content, produce great content, and there are so many avenues to kind of get that content out there and be creative. You can be really creative nowadays with your marketing messages and looking at those sites.
I think the second area is search, so making sure that you understand how people can find you through search, whether that's your audiences, whether that's potential sponsors or investors or partners, making sure that you understand how they're going to find you in the first place.
87% of people go onto the web to search as their first activity. So go onto Google, type in Google keyword suggestion tool, and Google will tell you what people are searching for. You can find out what they're searching for. Actually doing some very simple things on your site, it's called search engine optimization, will actually make a huge difference and you'll get more traffic into the site.
You can print as many brochures as you like. Will you achieve effective distribution? How many people will actually read them? Do you know that the page for that particular production or exhibition is proving effective? Transfer that effort across to the web. You can track it every step of the way and you can see who reads it, what they do in response to it, and so on.
The next area is identifying those audiences and finding out where they are on the internet and thinking about a strategy to connect with those audiences.
I think the biggest challenge is making sure that people see it. I mean, you can put it out there, but if no one comes, and it's slightly disheartening. So it's trying to make sure that we kind of spread that content around and make sure that people know where to find it, how to find it, and then come back as well.
And the final area really is measuring the outcomes of any engagements of your web activity, creation of new pages, etc. So making sure that you measure everything that you do actively.
Go and get a free analytics package. Put it into your site, you might need some help again, and track what is actually happening out there. Start with the simple stuff, take the baby steps and actually see what works, but monitor what is actually working.
Keep it simple, don't overcomplicate things, don't choose tools and technologies just because they're the next big thing. Choose things that will help you achieve your objectives and communicate in the most effective and efficient way.
Traditionally in the arts sector we have lagged behind. So I think the best thing about Ambition is taking us right into the present day, right looking at future trends and bringing us up to speed with where our contemporaries are in business, and that's where we need to be if we're going to survive.
There's such a huge amount of potential customers who are using social networking and digital sites out there that it makes complete sense to be kind of interacting with them, talking to them, listening what they're saying. The amount of feedback you'll get if you enter into digital marketing and looking at their sites is phenomenal.
In some ways it's very difficult for the marketeers that are here today to be able to go back to their arts organisations and say to their CEOs or their bosses and actually say to them, look, this is really important stuff that we need to do. And we need to be able to include this in our website. We need to be thinking about how we do this.
Again, I keep going on about it, but understanding who your audience are, because ultimately that's what is going to drive you as a business and an organisation. And I think also working effectively with your audiences, so using the internet to actually ask them what they want from you, and then showing that you've listened to them by demonstrating through actions what you're doing, and also engaging and trying to get feedback from them in a very, very public environment. So I think the answer to the question quite simply is do the basics very well, very simply, and measure and learn every time that you do something.